coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities, and to our top stories for today. The headquarters of the Association of African Universities, and to our top stories for today. Universities in Kenya face collapse over 72 billion shilling debt. And aid cuts deepen humanitarian crisis in northeastern Nigeria. And our high life legend Dada KD dies. And 2 deaths after Mexican Navy vessel strikes Brooklyn Bridge. Please stay with us for more news on the AAU TV Mid-Week News. My name is Jemima, Deladem Dotsey. Welcome back from the break and to our higher education story. Kenya's public universities are on the brink of financial collapse, burdened by massive debts totaling over 72 billion shilling. With mounting unpaid bills, statutory arrears, and wage deficits, operations have stalled. Staff remain unpaid and students are at risk of missing critical financial support. Institutions like the University of Nairobi, Technical University of Kenya, and Kenyatta University top the debt list. Officials warn the crisis could worsen without urgent intervention. Kenya's public universities are staring into a financial abyss weighed down by a debt burden of over 72 billion shillings. The University of Nairobi leads the pack with 13.2 billion shillings in debt, closely followed by the Technical University of Kenya at 11.1 billion shillings and Kenyatta University at 10.6 billion shillings. The mounting debt stems from years of unpaid statutory deductions, pension arrears, and outstanding contractor fees, severely crippling operation and sparking frequent strikes. As government budget cuts deepen the crisis, institutions are being punished to the edge. The Higher Education Loans Board, HELB, is also in distress, reporting a 36.6 billion shilling shortfall in student loan fund. Basic Education Principal Secretary Julius Bitok, speaking before Parliament, revealed that over 468,000 students could miss out on financial aid, especially those from low-income backgrounds relying on new equity-based funding model. The Technical University of Kenya admits it cannot meet its 272 billion shillings monthly wage bill, receiving just 63 million shillings from the government. Vice-Chancellor Benedict Mutua told lawmakers that since 2013, staff have not received full salaries, with even statutory deductions like National Social Security Fund, NSSF, and Healthcare Insurance Fund, NHIF, going unpaid. The Auditor General's report showed worsening deficits across nearly all public universities, from Egerton to Jomo Kenyatta University, Mesinde Mulero, and even small institutions like Kibabi and Lakibia. Moi University has already paid off over 900 workers, a sign of the tough times ahead of Kenya's higher education sector unless urgent action is taken. Moving on. A major legal shutdown is unfolding at Moi University as the university's academic staff union, WASU, accuses the institution of breaching a court directive by secretly issuing redundancy letters to over 120 academic staff. The matter is now before the Employment and Labor Relations Court in Eldoret, with serious questions raised over transparency, due process, and constitutional violations. Tension is mounting at Moi University, where more than 120 lecturers face job loss amid a heated legal battle. The university's academic staff union, WASU, has filed an urgent application at the Employment and Labor Relations Court in Eldoret, accusing the university of issuing redundancy letters behind closed doors and in direct violation of a court directive. According to legal documents filed by WASU's counsel, Advocate Koseyo Titus, the court had previously directed both parties to enter into negotiations after confirming no redundancy letter had yet been issued, only a notice of intent. But in a dramatic twist, WASU claims that immediately after the court session on May 14th, Moi University issued over 120 redundancy letters backdated to May 13th without initiating any of the discussions mandated by the court. The union alleged the move was not only dishonest but a violation of natural justice, as affected members were denied the chance to respond or make presentations. It further accuses the university of misleading the court and acting in bad faith. WASU is now calling for termination of the redundancy process, calling it unconstitutional and in breach of labor laws. In response, the court issued an interim order on May 15th, suspending the redundancy process until the matter is fully heard on May 28th. As the university community waits for answers, the case has sparked national attention, raising urgent concerns about job security, governance, and rule of law in Kenya's public institutions. In health, major funding cuts from the United States have crippled humanitarian efforts in northeastern Nigeria, leaving thousands of children at risk. With USA slashing over 90% of its foreign aid contracts, frontline services in nutrition, healthcare, and shelter are collapsing. Aid groups warn of a growing emergency as the number of children in need has doubled while support systems shrink.
In northeastern Nigeria, the humanitarian crisis is worsening and lives are hanging in the balance. For years, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, served as the backbone of relief, funding food, healthcare, and a shelter for millions displaced by conflict and hardship. But earlier this year, the Trump administration slashed over 90% of USAID's foreign aid contracts, part of the massive $90 billion cut in global assistance. The impact has been devastating. According to the UN's Office of the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, the number of children in desperate need has now doubled. One of the faces behind those numbers is Yagana Bulama, a mother who lost one of her newborn twins after their treatment for malnutrition was abruptly halted. The babies had been receiving care through Mercy Corps' nutrition program, but the suspension of aid forced operations to cease. Yet Ghana's surviving child is still supported by UNICEF, but the agency is now severely overstretched. Many other children are turned away, with NGOs retreating due to lack of funds. OCA's Nigerian's head, Tron Jensen, reported that half of all nutrition programs have disappeared, and 70% of health support is under threat if not already gone. He warns that while the number of children in need is rising, their ability to respond has been cut by more than half. As AIDS dries up, what remains is the race against time to prevent more needless death and a call for urgent global support to keep hope alive.
So in our discovery story, artificial intelligence, which is AI, is opening new doors in Africa's tech education. We'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, I'll give you the details of the story. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. And in discovery, artificial intelligence is opening new doors in Africa's tech education, helping students code smarter, faster, and from anywhere, even with limited internet. Innovative programs like Hook Lab's Swecode.ai and Ghana Tech Lab are transforming learning with AI-driven tools, offline solutions, and support in local languages. As students gain essential skills, the continent is preparing its youth to compete in the global digital economy. Experts say this shift could help close Africa's digital divide and unlock new economic opportunities.
Across Africa, a digital transformation is underway, driven not by Silicon Valleys, but by the power of artificial intelligence in classrooms. AI is changing how students learn to code, offering personalized support and expanding access to education like never before. Programs such as Code Labs, Swecode.ai, and Ghana Tech Lab are at the forefront, using smart learning systems that analyze student performance and adapt tasks to individual skill levels. These platforms keep learners engaged, ensuring they master the basics before progressing to advanced coding. AI mentors are providing real-time help, spotting coding errors, completing lines of code, and even working offline through SMS and robotics kits. In places where internet access is limited, these tools make tech learning possible even in rural areas. Language is no longer a barrier. AI translation tools are now delivering coding instructions in English, French, and Spanish, with plans to expand to African languages. Backed by the African Union's Continental AI Strategy, these tools ensure that coding education reaches diverse communities. Meanwhile, initiatives like Eon's Reality's AI Academic Africa Incubator, launched in May 2025, are accelerating innovation and preparing students for the global tech economy. Experts say the next wave, featuring AI-based certifications, virtual reality, and augmented reality, will further reshape how coding is taught and assessed. In classrooms from Accra to Nairobi, Africa's youth are not just learning code, they are building the continent's digital future.
So Ghanaian midfielder Amankwa Fawcett has been named the winner of the Goal of the Season award at Norwich City for the 2024-2025 campaign. His powerful volley against Coventry City stood out among a pool of top contenders and won the admiration of fans. The 22-year-old produced the memorable goal as part of an injury time brace in the thrilling comeback victory. Despite an injury-hit season, Fawcett's impact was undeniable, earning him a strong fan following.
Black Star midfielder Amankwa Fawcett has claimed the coveted Goal of the Season award at the English Championship side Norwich City. The Ghana international earned the honor of his stunning volley against Coventry City, a goal that the fans of the club overwhelmingly voted as the best of the season. The Thunder strike was the first of his 2-goal wins in the dramatic comeback victory back in January. Fawcett, who had only recently returned from injury at the time, stole the spotlight with a brace in stoppage time, securing a crucial win for the Canaries. Despite battling injuries throughout the season, the 22-year-old has emerged as a fan favorite since arriving from Red Bull Salzburg. In 21 appearances, Fawcett contributed 2 goals and 2 assists, showcasing his flair, vision, and creativity in midfield. Club insiders say he's expected to be a key player next season as Norwich City push for promotion back to the English Premier League. With moments of brilliance like his Goal of the Season winner, Fawcett is already proving he's one to watch, not just in England, but across African football as well.
In entertainment, Ghanaian highlife icon Nana Kweku, also known to fans as Dada KD, has passed away. The cause of his death remains unknown, but news of his passing has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Tributes are pouring in across social media from fellow musicians and fans mourning the sudden loss of a celebrated voice in Ghanaian music. Dada KD was scheduled to perform in London later this month.
Renowned highlife artist Dada KD has died, leaving the Ghanaian music industry in mourning. Born Nana Kweku, the seasoned musician was widely loved for timeless hits like Tetrema, Enemenye, and Honey Love. Though the cause of death has not been confirmed, his passing has been widely reported by colleagues and close friends. Gospel singer Empress Gifty simply wrote his name in sorrow, while Ifiaswa's Nega reacted with disbelief. Brother Sami called him a champion musician as he paid tribute. Dada Havko, speaking to Graphic Showbiz, confirmed the news, saying he had received the information from a trusted source, though he wasn't near the scene himself. Dada KD's death comes just days before he was billed to perform in London on May 25th alongside Obrafour, Slim Buster, and Kojo Black. His death marks the end of a musical journey that spanned decades, one filled with sorrowful lyrics, cultural pride, and a loyal fan base. He will be remembered as one of the most respected voices in Ghanaian highlife music.
We will be back with more. Stay tuned after the break.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Welcome back from the break. And Uganda's parliament has given the green light to the government's proposed 72.4 trillion shilling budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. The spending plan, which remains nearly unchanged from last year, sets the stage for major national priorities like the agro-industrialization, tourism and mineral development. Finance Minister Misha Kasaja is expected to provide full sector allocations during the formal presentation to Parliament on June 12th.
Uganda is set to maintain a spending trajectory in the new fiscal year as lawmakers approve a 72.4 trillion shilling, roughly $20 billion budget for 2025-2026. The announcement was made late Thursday via a parliamentary statement on social media platform X. According to Parliament, the House has considered and approved the proposed annual budget for financial year 2025-2026. The amount reflects only a slight increase from the 72.1 trillion shillings spent in the current year ending in June. While the specific sector allocations were not detailed, government officials have indicated that priority areas will include agro-industrialization, tourism, and extractives such as petroleum. Finance Minister Misha Kasaja is scheduled to officially present the budget on June 12, where he is expected to provide a full breakdown of spending plans. This comes as Uganda ramps up infrastructure development, including a $5 billion crude oil pipeline through Tanzania, aimed at launching commercial oil production next year and turning the landlocked nation into a regional energy hub.
A tragic incident in New York as a Mexican Navy training ship, the Walter, struck the iconic Brooklyn Bridge during a global goodwill tour, snapping all 3 of its marks. 2 sailors have died and 19 others require medical attention. The incident, captured on a video by bystanders, sparked panic both on the ship and nearby as authorities continue investigating the cause of the crash.
In a shocking turn of events on the East River, a Mexican Navy sailing vessel struck the Brooklyn Bridge Saturday evening, leaving 2 crew members dead and more than a dozen injured. The Walter, a nearly 300-foot-long training ship on a global goodwill voyage, collided with the bridge around 8:20 p.m., snapping its 3 towering masts. Sailors were left clinging to rigging high above the deck, some dangling in the mid-air for up to 15 minutes as rescue crews rushed to assist. New York Mayor Eric Adams confirmed that while the 142-year-old bridge sustained no major damage, at least 19 of the 277 people on board needed medical care. 2 of the 4 seriously injured crew members later died, he announced on social media. Eyewitnesses described scenes of chaos. One witness said they saw a sailor hanging in a harness, while another described hearing the mast crack like a giant twig. The Mexican Navy says the ship suffered a mechanical failure, possibly losing power as it reversed toward the bridge instead of heading out to sea. Originally launched in 1982, the Walter was set to visit 22 ports in 15 countries over 254 days. Its journey now cut short. The investigation into what went wrong is just beginning.
That is all for the AAU TV Midweek News. Now we'll take a quick look at our top stories. In higher education, universities in Kenya face collapse over 72 billion shilling debt. Health aid cuts deepen humanitarian crisis in northeastern Nigeria. In entertainment, high life legend Dotsey dies. International 2 deaths after Mexican Navy vessel strikes Brooklyn Bridge. Now, thanks for sticking with us on the AAU TV Midweek News. You can also get interactive with us on our social media handles, Association of African Universities, on Facebook and YouTube. My name is Jemima Deladem. Have a lovely day.